everyone, you're watching NewsTrack with me, Maria Shakil. No debate, only disruptions. Parliament is no longer just a chamber for debate, it has become a battleground. From former Vice President Jagdeep Dhankar to Lok Sabha Speaker Birla, the opposition is taking aim at the highest offices, accusing them of bias and partisanship. The opposition claims that Rahul Gandhi has been denied the right to speak. Congresswomen MPs allege defamation and privilege motions are flying. With a no-confidence motion looming large, the numbers may be against them, but the opposition is sending a message loud and clear that the fight is not about victory but accountability and who really wields power in the hallowed halls of the lower house. Before I bring in my guests, here's what happened today.
The targets in this face-off keep shifting. First, the Vice President, now the Lok Sabha Speaker. Parliament is no longer a space for debate, but a stage for constant conflict. First Jagdeep Dhankar, now Om Birla. Different names, same chaos. Parliament in perpetual confrontation. The opposition is preparing to move a no-confidence motion against Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla, accusing him of institutional bias. At the heart of the standoff is leader of the opposition Rahul Gandhi being denied the opportunity to speak. Opposition parties argue this is not an isolated incident, but part of a broader pattern. In a final push ahead of the motion, 6 opposition MPs have written to the Speaker. The letter, signed by Priyanka Gandhi Vadra and other women MPs, urges him to act impartially. The MPs allege the Speaker has acted at the government's behest, allowing defamatory remarks against Congresswomen MPs to remain on record. They also question his independence, citing reports that he was awaiting the government's response before acting.
स्पीकर साहब का खुद मैंने पहले भी बोला निरादर किया गया है और स्पीकर साहब पे इतना प्रेशर है कि उनको खुद स्टेटमेंट देना पड़ रहा है जो सही नहीं है। अभी सवाल ही नहीं उठता कि कोई मोदी जी पे कोई हाथ उठाए या कुछ ऐसा करे, सवाल ही नहीं उठता। और 11 महिला एमपी हैं, मैं एक हूँ और 10 और हैं कांग्रेस की, उनमें से किसी को आप देखिए सब सीरियस लेडीज़ हैं, कोई ऐसे थोड़ी है कि जाके PM साहब वो कुछ करेंगी।
So first of all, actually, we would like to strongly express our anguish to the Speaker because that's not an easy charge made by a Honourable Speaker of the House. He's the custodian of the House. If any problem the MPs, women MPs or any member of Parliament has faced inside the Parliament, we have to go to Speaker and express our problem. But Speaker himself turned accuser. Where do we go?
Congress MP R. Sudha has moved a privilege motion demanding that the Speaker's remarks be expunged from the record. Tensions peaked last Thursday when proceedings were adjourned early. Speaker Om Birla said he had received inputs about an unexpected act targeting the Prime Minister.
हम सबको सदन सुचारू रूप से चलाने में सहयोग करना चाहिए। इसके बाद जब सदन के नेता को सम्माननीय महामहिम राष्ट्रपति के अभिभाषण पर जवाब देना था तो मेरे पास पुख्ता ऐसी जानकारी आई कि कांग्रेस पार्टी के कई सदस्य माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी के आसन पर पहुंचकर कोई भी अप्रत्याशित घटना कर सकते थे।
The BJP has pushed back sharply against the opposition's claims.
आपको लगता है कि विपक्ष में कोई हिम्मत है, ताकत है, हैसियत है? आप ये सोचो कि जब उनको पता है कि कुछ होना नहीं है, तो मीडिया के सुर्खियों में बने रहने के लिए कुछ तो करना है ना।
The Speaker can be removed only through a resolution passed in the Lok Sabha. A no-confidence motion requires the support of at least 50 MPs. The resolution must be carried by a majority of members present and voting. A 14-day prior notice to the Speaker is mandatory. The Speaker does not preside over the motion. The Speaker may speak, participate and vote except in the event of a tie. And the numbers tell their own story. On paper, the opposition falls short. But politically, the escalation is unmistakable. The Speaker is no longer above the fray. He is at the center of it. The temperature in Parliament is rising. And even without the numbers, the opposition is signalling that this fight for now is as much about accountability as it is about arithmetic. Bureau Report, India Today.
And joining me on the show tonight are Prajita Sarangi, Member of Parliament of the BJP. Supriya Srinath is the chairperson of social media and digital platforms and national spokesperson of the Congress Party. Ms. Srinath, I'm going to begin with you. Why do you say that the Speaker has crossed the line from being a referee to becoming a participant?
I really want to speak on this show first and foremost as a woman tonight. So it's a good evening to be here with you, Maria. I'm happy that a woman MP from the BJP has joined. A good evening to her and a good evening to your viewers. First up, I really want to take up the issue of women, and I hope the BJP MP is going to agree with me. You know, as women in public life, there are many more hurdles that a woman crosses, irrespective of party lines, that a man does. And when you raise a charge as grievous as this, that women MPs could have harmed the Prime Minister, it cannot be taken lying down. You are questioning their integrity. You are questioning the electorate who has sent them in the House. You are also actually, dealing a body blow to multiple women who want to come in public life. I want to ask the BJP spokesperson, the honorable MP sitting here with me tonight, as a woman, can you imagine anybody raising suspicion over the integrity of another woman MP? That's part one of my question. Part two of the point that I want to make is whether it is Aprajita Sarangi or whether it's Priyanka Gandhi or whether it's Jyoti Mani or whether it's the Prime Minister of this country. They are all elected members of the August House. They have been elected by the electorate, some of them with far bigger margins than Mr. Modi. And I really want to ask a question as the citizen of this country tonight. If Mr. Modi feels that some harm, some untoward harm could have come to him, arrest these women. Don't make allegations about their character, because when you do that, you are questioning the integrity of India's women MPs. There are 11 women MPs of the Congress, including Priyanka Gandhi ji. How dare anybody say that they could have caused physical harm? And they're absolutely right in writing to the Speaker, who's the custodian of the House, and asking for that part that he read to be expunged. This raises very, very serious allegations. This raises allegations to the level that the Prime Minister's life and liberty is not secure in the House.
Okay.
If he's not secure in the House, is the country secure in his hands? That's the question.
Okay.
The Prime Minister, and this is the last thing I want to say, the Prime Minister got scared. He wanted to run away. He did not want to come to the House. Look for other excuses. Do not question the integrity of elected women MPs.
Two points being made here.
And I hope the BJP MP as a woman is going to concur that the integrity of a woman cannot be questioned.
Okay. 2 points being made here regarding women MPs and the allegations which came in that it were the women MPs who were perhaps going to harm the Prime Minister. So, because of the nature of allegation, which is very serious in nature, you should respond to all that is being said by Supriya here.
A very good evening. Budget session began a couple of days back, and for the past 7 days, all of us are sitting idle in the Lok Sabha. Now, there is definitely different kind of perception between two persons, one sitting inside and one sitting outside and seeing things on the television channels. See, I am an eyewitness. I know what happened that very day when the women parliamentarians from the Congress had come to the seat of the Honorable Prime Minister. At 5 p.m., Honorable Prime Minister had to walk in and had to jointly, had to address all of us on the motion of thanks to the President of India. And at 4:55, mind it, I was sitting very much inside, at 4:55, a couple of women parliamentarians from the Congress and some others too came forward and gherowed almost the seat of the Prime Minister, and they had a big banner in the hand. Now, I fail to understand why should the parliamentarians, whether men or women, from the opposition benches cross over to the treasury benches, one, and number two, why should they come and surround the seat of the Prime Minister? What was the intention? I'm sure there was some malified intention, and we have to be prudent in such matters. It's the question of the security of the Prime Minister of the country, right? So the path that Prime Minister takes is known to all of us. So why should that path be blocked? Then all of us, we women parliamentarians from this side, from the treasury benches, and others too, other male parliamentarians also, we all rushed to the point where these women were standing, and we failed to understand why they should cross over and come this side. So I think this is something very unfortunate about the whole thing. Whatever happened should not have happened. If the women parliamentarians had to say something, they would have stood wherever they were on their side of the well of the house. I think that would have been decent, and they would have spoken in whatever language they wanted to, but then they should have been on their side of the well. So this is something which I think was quite, I would say, surprising to all of us. And Honorable Speaker Shri Birla ji, we must remember that is the custodian of the house. The security of each parliamentarian, including that of the Prime Minister, is his sole concern. He does not want any kind of, I would say,
will you just respond to that specific point, that why did the opposition MPs cross over and go to the side of treasury benches?
I am not surprised, but I'm rather ashamed of the fact that a woman MP sitting here is maligning her other woman colleagues, irrespective of the fact that they belong to the other end of the political spectrum, by assuaging concerns and fears about the Prime Minister's security. You are telling me that these women would have hurled harm at the Prime Minister? Because if that's what you are saying, then the Prime Minister doesn't deserve to be in the house. जो प्रधानमंत्री सदन में सुरक्षित नहीं है, वो देश क्या सुरक्षित रखेगा? जो 3 महिला सांसदों से डर के सदन छोड़ के भाग गया और फिर अपनी सुरक्षा का बहाना बना रहा है, उसको सदन में रहने का कोई हक नहीं है. और मुझे इस बात का दुख है. I'm rather ashamed and very disheartened that this is coming from a woman MP about her other women colleagues, irrespective of political ideology. That's the first point I want to make. The second point I want to make, treasury benches on one side, opposition benches on the other. The house belongs to each elected member. So what if they were coming with a big banner on a placard that was only questioning the silence of the Prime Minister, and on what issue? Please understand what preceded all of this. The Prime Minister is the leader of the house. There is a leader of the opposition. And the leader of the opposition is also a constitutional position. The Prime Minister is an elected Prime Minister with 35% vote share. There's a 65% vote share and a collective opposition that the leader of the opposition speaks for.
Okay.
If you are not going to allow the leader of the opposition to speak,
okay, Aprajita Sarangi, please respond to this. Also, the point is, the leader of the opposition
please let me finish.
30 seconds, please go ahead.
Let me please finish. This is not fair. We're only 2 of us. Please let me finish. What did the leader of the opposition want to discuss? He did not want to discuss how glorious the weather was. He wanted to discuss an urgent issue of national security. He wanted to discuss...
Maria, I would definitely like to come in here.
I need to bring in Aprajita Sarangi on this. You have made your point. You have made your point. Aprajita Sarangi.
You just can't be aggressive for the sake of being aggressive. You don't have to.
Aprajita is a letdown. Aprajita is
a let Aprajita speak. Ms. Trinate, let Aprajita speak, please. Let Aprajita speak, please. Go ahead, Aprajita Sarangi.
You need not be. See,
Aprajita
the point is that we cannot have unpleasantness inside the Lok Sabha, right? The speaker and all of us felt that anything unpleasant could have happened. Why should the women MPs of the Congress block the path of the Honorable Prime Minister? Number 2, why should they get out his seat? That's the question. Why did they stand in their respective places and shout slogans as they have been doing? They can't just be doing this.
Shri she was listening to you while you were speaking, ma'am. Please, let's extend that much.
And we are supposed to behave in a dignified manner. This is not the way. You know, our behavior should be befitting a parliamentarian. You just can't cross over to the treasury benches and surround the seat of the Prime Minister. Why should you? What was your intention? Was there something mollified? It did seem there was some mollified intention. And Honorable Speaker Shri Om Birla ji was absolutely right. The security of the Prime Minister is his sole concern and ours too. So when he asked Honorable Prime Minister not to come, I think he was absolutely right. The women parliamentarians should have actually followed the parliamentary procedures. They would have behaved in a dignified manner. They would have held the banner, but they would have
bring in
been
the question.
On
I'll bring in the question here.
House, and they would have shown the banners that they have been doing all the while.
Okay, one more point that is being made here, Supriya Shrinet, is, you know, last time we saw the opposition question the institution of the Vice President as well, the chairman of the Rajya Sabha. Now it is the Lok Sabha's chair, you know, the chairman, or the Speaker of the Lok Sabha, his role is being questioned. Is this more of a targeting of an institution?
And do you think the leader of opposition's institution is not being targeted? Please don't give me the selective outrage and the selective commentary by media. I don't appreciate it. Because if you are standing up for one institution, let's stand up for the other also. And I will go back to the point that I was making where I was cut short. What did Rahul Gandhi, as leader of the opposition, want to discuss? He was supported by every member of the opposition. He wanted there to stand up and discuss an account of one of India's most celebrated generals, the former Chief of Army Staff, General Narvade, who in his book has categorically said that when he asked for directions from the political leadership, when the Chinese tankers were standing before him, he was told, Jo uchit samjho to karo. The Prime Minister, through his escapist attitude, walked away from responsibility. He wanted to ask how secure is our national security? How safe are we? Why was he not allowed to mention that? What is Mr. Modi so scared of? And I want to raise one more point. Mr. Modi can quote a book by an American author, but India's former Chief of Army Staff, who is a patriot, who has perhaps put his life in the line of duty multiple times, cannot be quoted in the House. What sort of House proceedings are we running? Now go to your question. I'm going to go to your question that you just said. You said institutions. How dare you not allow the leader of the opposition to speak? Did you see what Pennati ji did? He went from the leader of the opposition to 3 other MPs before he gave the floor to a ruling party MP. That's not on. So if Mr. Prime Minister got scared and chose not to come,
okay,
don't put it on us. Point number one. And point number two, I want to go back to Aparajita Sarangi and ask her, no, Maria, please, I want to ask her one question. Can you define what is untoward? Can you define what is unpleasant? What is unpleasant? What could have happened to the Prime Minister? Why is he such a coward? Why did he run away from the House and blame
the point here is also about, you know, the point being made here by Supriya Shrinet about leader of opposition. You know, is this really about maintaining order, or one may say that this is about the alternate space not being given? Both views can come up.
Shouting
this is what the opposition
at the top
says.
Of your voice, my dear friend, does not prove you right. You don't have to be so aggressive when you speak about this particular incident. See, I must tell you, there was an incident which took place in the Lok Sabha which left me very much surprised.
The world knows which
3 days back, Rahul Gandhi ji stood up in his place and said, can I speak, Maria?
Yes, please, go ahead,
Can you ask her to stop?
Yes, please.
Can you ask her to stop?
Go ahead.
3 days back, you know, something very unpleasant happened inside the Lok Sabha. I was completely left aghast. You know, Rahul Gandhi ji stood up in his place and asked, I am the leader of opposition. Who can give me permission to speak? Do I need permission? You know, I mean, we were all so much shocked. I'm using this word shocked, not surprised. Because, you know, when the Prime Minister also gets up, he has to take the permission of the person who is sitting in the chair. Whosoever he or she may be, we are bound by the rules of procedure and conduct of business in the Lok Sabha. Whosoever is in the chair has to give permission before we actually stand up and speak. And this gentleman asked, I am the LOP. Who can give me permission to speak? I know when to speak, when not to speak.
Can I please
This is one. Number two, this again, you know, this smacks of his ignorance and this smacks of some kind of arrogance, and this is nothing but, I would say, adamant behavior. Now, today what happened? Let me come to the situation today. The general budget discussion had commenced. Every one of us wanted to speak on the budget. We wanted both the sides, opposition and the treasury benches, to speak on the budget, analyze the budget, present before the other members of the Lok Sabha. You know what happened? When Shashi Tharoor ji, whose name was first in the list of the Congress MPs who had to speak, wanted to get up and speak, Shri Rahul Gandhi ji stands up and says, I want to speak. Now, this is so ridiculous. You have given the name. Shashi Tharoor is the first in the list, and now Rahul Gandhi ji wants to speak. And then, you know, even the chair allowed him to speak.
Okay.
Please, listen to me.
Okay.
Even the chair allowed him to speak. And, you know, he, instead of speaking on the budget, he started his own saga.
Yeah.
So I think this is very unfortunate.
Okay, I have just enough time for the final comments to both of you. Starting with you, Supriya.
He doesn't know what is the business of the House. So I think this is very unfortunate. We don't expect this from the leader of opposition.
Yes, Supriya, 30 seconds. Please go ahead, ma'am.
This kind of adamant behavior and you know,
okay.
this
Your
arrogance.
Okay, go ahead.
Your arrogance is on display when you call the leader of the opposition this gentleman. So don't give me lessons on arrogance. That's point number one. Point number two, for 14 minutes, Maria, when Rahul Gandhi speaks on Manipur, I get to see Om Birla's face for 11 minutes, 30 seconds. Don't speak in between. I won't let you speak otherwise. 11 minutes, 30 seconds. I only see Om Birla's face when Rahul Gandhi is speaking on Manipur. That is why it's partisan. You named Mr. Dhankar. Mr. Dhankar and Mr. Birla together had suspended MPs all across. What happened to Mr. Dhankar? Where is he today? Why did he have such an ugly fallout? Forget about all of that. The reality is that when Shashi Tharoor began speaking, Sandhya Rai in the chair immediately went to Mr. Rijiju. Why would you go to Kiran Rijiju when Shashi Tharoor was speaking? The parliament is being held. The parliament is being held ransom by the government of the day that doesn't want the house to function. Everybody and their mothers know that. A little child on the street will tell you that Mr. Modi is running helter-skelter because his name has appeared in the Epstein files. The noose around Adani is tightening and he doesn't know where to hide. That is the reality. A trade deal that has put India's interests at the altar of sacrifice. Everything, every interest of this country has been sacrificed in that trade deal. Mr. Modi doesn't know where to hide, so the best thing to do is disrupt Parliament.
Aparajita, quickly, let's wrap this up with your final comment.
We have wasted more than 20 hours and just calculate the resources that have gone down the drain. It's very important for all of us to speak on the budget. We want everyone to analyze the budget and talk about their states, their concerns should be tabled. Unfortunately, these people from the opposition side, especially the Congress led by the leader of opposition, do not see the merit of getting into serious discussion. So there is absolutely no content in the speech of the LOP. I mean, please allow me to say like this. There has to be content. There has to be wet in your statements. Where is the knowledge?
Where is the content? Aparajita Sarangi, quickly, please, let's have her. Ma'am, please let her finish her point. Yes. Let her finish her point. Yes.
You have no answers whatsoever.
Okay, Aparajita Sarangi, 30 seconds. Please, ma'am, let her finish her point. Yes.
No, Maria, I think it's very unfair.
No, ma'am, it's not unfair at all.
Yes,
You've got your time. You have given all the time that you would ask for.
We are not able to present our point of view.
No,
as regards the budget in the Lok Sabha. And you know this gentleman, once again I say that all regards for the leader of opposition is absolutely devoid of content.
Supriya Shinath and Aparajita Sarangi, really appreciate your time. Thank you for joining us. Of course, the first part of this budget session is going to continue for the next 3 days. So we'll be seeing several face-off play out between the opposition and the treasury benches. This remains our top focus here on India Today. Thanks so much for watching.